bee on our camera.
Uh-oh. There's a bee on me. Ah! How's that? Not sure where the, is this where is this little...
All right. I'm excited to see who's joining us. We might need to get this to pop up really quick. So thank you so much for joining us. If you're here, if not, and you watch us later, we really hope that you get a little bit of value out of this video. Last week we did a whole video and it was all about being extremely optimistic. And I think that I am an internal optimist, just always have been, and I just always kind of think things will work out. However, full-time RVing definitely comes with a lot of challenges. And to be completely honest, after almost 9 months on the road, I think that we are extremely burned out. I think Chris probably a little bit more than me. He's doing a lot of the driving, and it is seeping into all areas of our life. So I wanted to be as transparent as possible, because when we started this, we really wanted to bring you on this whole journey of what it takes to become a full-time travel family, and that includes ups and downs. And I know last week I made it look like it was mostly ups. However, there are a lot of challenges and considerations that I think would make it maybe not ideal for everybody. We get a lot of people that we meet on the road. For instance, we met somebody at the pool today and they said, what a wonderful life. And I completely believe that and full-heartedly would not trade it for the entire world. But there are a lot of things that go on outside of adventure days, which we've had a few questions and we're really excited to answer and just bring you a little bit more behind the scenes. So Chris is now joining us. So just to kick it off, full-time RV life burnout. So why would somebody get burned out on this lifestyle? So Nick from Go and Love, check out their channel, super awesome family living in New Zealand. Used to live in Chicago. They actually asked a question about cost. So this is a huge misconception I think that a lot of people have about full-time RVing. I know when we first took off, a lot of people said, oh wow, must be nice not to have a mortgage. We lived in Michigan, and Michigan has pretty affordable housing. We had a beautiful home and we had a mortgage and the utilities and everything else. And I can say without a doubt, it is far more expensive to at least move at the pace that we're moving, about a state a week, with the cost of gas, the cost of the campsite, and all the little things that go into that as well. Grocery shopping, just the normal things that people have to do.
Let's break it down real quick if we can. So like, let's think about this. So we're probably, I mean, a week stay average is probably like $250. So right away, if you're staying for a month, I mean, if you're like a month, looking at a month, we're already at $1,000.
Which is about the cost of our mortgage.
Right.
Around there.
Then you've got to add in the fuel, and we're driving every week. I mean, we're probably spending about $200 on fuel a week.
That's really conservative, actually.
Conservative.
Because
probably $250. So that's $2,000 right there for fuel. Then you got propane. That's probably another $100.
Not crazy, but it's a necessity.
Then you got things like food. That's probably another $1,000.
Miscellaneous medical.
Yeah, I mean,
little things like that. Clothes. I mean,
over $3,000 a month just traveling.
So to put that into perspective, it's far more than we were spending when we were in one spot. However, we've got pretty creative and we've thought outside the box. We've traded a lot of our stays. Chris has been really awesome at doing that, trading video for our stays, so that offsets some of the costs. There's a lot of budget apps that we've been using. We use Harvest Host along the way. That's nice for those one-nighters, where with that membership we don't have to pay to stay somewhere, just we have to become patrons of whatever it may be, which is usually around $20 or so. And then we have Passport America, which is a $44 a year membership, and that has saved us a ton of money on the stays that we're not able to trade. We'll actually look now for places on Passport America just because it's so much more affordable. You spend $44, and then in most cases you get half off your stays. In the peak summer seasons, however, there's a lot of different stipulations, like it can't be during the week. We want to check on them. It can't be during the weekend, just during the week, and there's a lot of little caveats like that that actually prevent us from using it all the time. But in the long run, that has saved us a ton of money. So just for those who think that this is affordable, you know what, it really can be. A lot of stays at parks, if you stay for a whole month, you actually get about 2 weeks free, but that's just not really what we had envisioned. We wanted to fast-paced travel, we wanted to see the United States, and we wanted to do it on a time frame. So I guess we're kind of our own worst enemy in some aspects. So that's definitely a drawback that I think causes a bit of the burnout. It's kind of self-induced. I think in the end it's worth it, but I think that it definitely causes a little bit of friction.
I think just
and
when
it's
you're
very hot.
when you're full-time living on the road, you are full-time. You're full-time on the road. There's no breaks really. It's just like consistently on the road full-time. I'm getting attacked by bees.
And I think that goes kind of into an average day. So Matt, who we've befriended through YouTube, which is by far the best part of this entire journey, is the amazing people that it's brought into our lives. We are so amazingly blessed to have connected with so many truly wonderful people who that share our vision of success, which is, at least for me, which is spending the majority of my time with people I want to spend the most, making memories that will last a lifetime. And I think that a lot of people that we've built around this community genuinely value that. So Matt, one of the people that we were so lucky to befriend through this whole journey, asked the question, what's an average day like? And it's so funny because a lot of times we highlight some of the obstacles along the way, but we usually go to a state with a goal in mind of doing one really unique, cool thing that pushes us outside of our comfort zone. An average day is not like that. We do virtual school with Jonah. Usually we wake up, we let the kids usually sleep in until they wake up because we're going through so many different time zones that it's a bit of an obstacle to set a routine as far as a routine through the clock. And we just kind of have a routine, a very loose routine, and it has more to do with the things that we want to accomplish during a day. So during a day, we'll wake up, we'll get the kids breakfast, and one of us, it's usually one person on, one person off. One of us will do school with the kids while the other person is working. We'll switch out. We'll try to be getting laundry done, grocery shopping done, all the boring stuff that you could possibly imagine without any extra help as far as like sending the kids to school or having a nanny or a support system in that way. So I think that does kind of take a little bit of a toll because it's always one person on, one person off. So our average day is really probably like most people's average day. We just have to split up the responsibilities, which sometimes can make it feel a little bit longer. So we own our own creative services business, and so that means that we work together, and so a lot of our roles are pretty interchangeable. So it's pretty much one person with the kids, one person working, trying to get everything done. We don't have a washer and dryer in our RV, so that sometimes presents extra challenges. We considered putting one in. We read that a lot of times it does a lot of damage to your RV if it's not set up for that, and it just seemed like more hassle than it was worth. So we are constantly battling, trying to fit into a lawn, either if the campground has laundry, finding a time when other people aren't using it, or doing it really late so that we have them available, or finding a laundromat and spending time there.
24-hour laundry is the key here.
Yeah,
if you can find 24-hour laundry, then you can burn a little bit of that midnight oil and get the laundry done.
Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of what an average day is. It's just trying to get as much done as possible. And I laugh really hard because Matt from Kentucky, who asked this question, said, what do you do in your downtime? And I thought about that, and literally there is not, I really don't think there's like a minute of downtime. I laugh when we first started our business. Somebody had told us that you have to kind of give up the things that you once did in your free time, like binge watching Netflix and things like that. And so, I mean, we definitely don't do any of that. No. Every minute that we have to expand on the day, we're also trying to edit a vlog. So a lot of times, like our last vlog, we have a 6-hour timeline of footage, and
which is a lot. I mean, that's more than normal. We normally have about 2 to 3 hours of footage to go through, but this is like, we did something very, very cool that you're gonna have to come back for next week.
Sunday.
So we have a lot of footage to go through.
But that does take a day, 2 days, sometimes even 3, and then on top of the work that we do for our clients, we really don't have any free time. So And you know what? But the cool thing is, however, here's the eternal optimist in me. The things that we are doing a lot of times, although it's not necessarily downtime because we're filming, we're trying to capture the little moments, they're so cool, and I'm still so thankful.
Yeah.
I think Chris might sometimes be on the opposite
side.
I'm
gonna get stung by a bee.
I think
there's a bee right by my head, isn't there?
No, it's
on
right,
my head.
It's right by you.
On
so
my head. Don't like it.
So leading into another
hi
question.
Becky, by the way. Did you see that?
Hi Becky.
She said come recharge in Michigan.
I think
and that is the plan. We are halfway point is going to be Michigan.
We're
That's
hoping,
what we're aiming for.
We're aiming for that. So there's a few things that I think can tail off of that. So one thing that is a little bit difficult on the road is obviously getting proper medical attention. So Jonah's had a few issues, and we went to the doctor twice in Colorado, and it's just not exactly the same when they're not dealing with somebody that's known them forever.
Yeah.
It's kind of somebody, a stranger, that's trying to piece together all these parts from everything that's going on without really having a whole lot of background knowledge of not only the patient but the family, and we're just finding it a little hard for him to get the care that he needs on the road. So that's something that we want to do in Michigan. Along with that goes health. I think that that's something that we've been talking a lot about lately. Not only physical health, trying to figure out the time to work out and do the things that we know should be a priority, but trying to fit them all in this tight timeline.
That has definitely taken a back burner. I feel like we really have been trying. I mean, like, we're active during the day with the kids, like swimming and go on hikes, but like we really, like, me brought kettlebells and, like, you know, workout bands, and like we really need to, like, make more time for that and make more health more important, and like make sure we're waking up early and like getting enough sleep. Like, we don't get enough sleep.
No.
I mean, I really am burnt out, like 100%, but I'm glad that we're kind of gonna have a recharge soon, because I'm definitely burnt out, and like
so
mental health is definitely like
well, to talk about like not fitting in workouts, it's not because necessarily we're being like lazy or it's not a priority. It's because, let's say that we have a 10-hour travel day like we did just the other day. So we have this long travel day, and then we get in at 12:30 a.m. and the kids wake up at, let's say, 6:30
for some crazy reason.
And it just doesn't leave a whole lot of time to reach those individual health goals that we really would like to have for us and our family. We're working on it. If you have any input,
just the driving all day, just like the long drives are killing me, because I mean I do the driving, and so when you're driving for like 10 hours at a time, and then you're getting in at midnight, and then the kids wake up at 6, and I mean you're up at 6, and so like there's just no time to catch up on sleep, which is just
a bit draining, to say the least.
A little bit.
So one of the reasons that we got in so late the other day was because we had some maintenance issues, and that is something that both Matt from Kentucky and Go and Love over from New Zealand, they had both asked about what is it like as far as maintenance, and that is definitely something that is not fun, and we have to do often and a lot of times on the fly.
If you've been following, I mean, we're already on our second truck. We have to get a whole nother truck because our original truck had to sell for parts in Texas. And I mean, we have a new window in the back of our truck because somebody had a little mishap with the truck. And then, like, just the other day we left the park, and the main male plug that plugs into electrical park was completely burnt out and fried.
Melted.
And so then I have to like run around trying to find somewhere that will change the plug for me. Camping World couldn't get us in until like
2 months.
For 2 months, which is ridiculous. And so then I'm YouTubing how to change a plug.
On the road, on the way to our next destination.
And I'm in a Walmart parking lot and it's like 100 degrees out. It's just ridiculous. And I'm splicing up cables, and I got it done. So I feel good about that. But those little things that pop up, just.
I think the truck so far is holding up really well. Our new truck for a 2-wheel drive, it has been so amazing. I can't
already
believe.
logged way more miles than the Ford did.
Right.
I mean,
through the mountains. I mean, we have done so much in this truck, and it's been really good to us. I was a little skeptical about it, but I think that it's been really good for us. And as far as maintenance on the RV, well, I'll have to make this confession because this is kind of like a tell-all. We have a lot of duct tape in our RV right now.
There is some duct tape in some places.
And that is not the...
That's another part of like stopping halfway in Michigan is like, I'll give us a chance just to like order in some parts from Amazon.
We kind of plan on staying inside my parents' house so that we can air it out a little bit and do
fix
those
a few things. Yeah, so
we've got like our air vent is being held up by some duct tape, and then in our bathroom, the
window,
the
skylight.
Skylight, yeah, the classic skylight, that's being held up by duct tape. And then
part of the floor came off on the slide out.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
There's a lot, and the sinks definitely needs to get recaulked and stuff, and so.
And then mirror smashed a little tiny bit. So those are all the middle maintenance things, but they're not something that would stop us from going, and it's nothing that like impacts our everyday for the most part. It's kind of tacky and not how we want our
RV
house
Family Life said they are standing in line for a ride at the Mall of America.
Oh, cool. Guys, check them out. They are super awesome. They are full-time travelers
We need some tips because we haven't been to Minnesota yet.
I know, and they have all the good spots for Colorado too that they message us. So RV Family Life, check them out. Thank you so much for being with us. They probably know a lot about these trials and tribulations that you go through as full-time travelers. So going through, there was only one other topic that I thought was really important to discuss, which is school. I think that
and that's another reason again that we're heading
we
back
get that question
to Michigan because we have to pick up those materials because Jonah is enrolled in virtual schooling back in Michigan with a complete curriculum, which makes it a lot
He goes to
easier
Life Tech Academy in Michigan, and it's been really good to us. He's academically challenged. He's exactly where he needs to be, if not slightly ahead, and it's been really good for us. It's a time commitment that we're definitely always trying to.
As he gets a little bit older, it should become more like
when he's more self-sufficient.
Yes,
but right
young
now, it's all
kids,
hands
virtual
on
schooling.
deck.
I mean, parents have to be so involved with it, otherwise it doesn't work.
We spend just as much time, I would say, virtual schooling him as we do on our business.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, it's just as much of a priority because it's his future, and we don't want to, get behind or let him down. And so, it's a struggle kind of sometimes to fit that into our crazy lifestyle.
But the plus side is he's doing school in every state pretty much because everywhere we go, he's like
world schooling, and he's learning a lot as we go too.
Yeah.
So those are just some of the things that I almost feel bad that our last vlog was so sunny and peachy, and I was so optimistic because I just would hate for somebody to think that it's all easy peasy.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows.
But I don't know. But it's worth it. I genuinely, at least personally, I feel like it's definitely worth it because I'll never forget all of the memories that we're making all over and all the cool things that we would never be able to otherwise do if we had a mortgage and or even a 9-to-5 job where we are only able to travel as we go or travel for like weekends and time off. We wouldn't be able to do these things. So I personally am going to continue to be a forever optimist, but I know that that's my personal choice. Chris, do you have anything else to?
Rocky Balboa said that it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Just in case you're wondering.
Chris
I'm just so
he
burned
really
out. I know, like I'm very grateful for what we're doing, but I am in much need of like some sleep and some mental health. What's what I'm looking for? Just to like look after myself for a second and like recalibrate. I'm so burned out and tired, and it's tough. It's not easy. It looks easy, but it's not easy.
So if you, and I think the heat's getting to all of us a little bit too, but if you have any
the past week, and
suggestions?
I mean, we've been in the hundreds nearly every day for at least the last 10 days, right?
Yeah. Acclimating a little bit, or maybe not.
Horace would say. That's what Ron would say.
But if you have any suggestions for us, or if you have any questions about anything, good, bad, and ugly, we're super happy to help, to serve the community because we love you so much. It's really one of our main motivators to keep going. And like Chris said, we have a very awesome video coming up with a whole ton of footage go through.
It is awesome. It is like this is something that we have never done
Huge
before.
bucket list.
We've never done it, and it's now got more than I inspired to do something more.
Try something completely new outside of our box that I never thought. So we'll share that with you next week. But in the meantime, please reach out to us on any platform because we'd love to answer any of your questions.
I'm gonna go and end this video.
Have a good week, explorers.